So, Bleacher Report made a list going over each team's Mount Rushmore for the decade. We're going to review those lists to see how good they actually are, for one, and for two, more importantly than just looking over them, because, I needed a video to upload. So, yeah. Yesterday I went to a Clips concert, so that was 9/11, and that was a very important and fun day. If you want me to talk about anything else prior to that day, I'm not going to. So don't ask. Anyway, I'm gonna pause the video so you can, either pull up the list yourself or, I'm gonna pull it up. So you pause manually on your video. I'm gonna pause the recording. Okay, so this list was written by Dave Favell and Grant Hughes. They did a similar list for this January 24th for the NFL. It was phrased differently, but they're sequentially the exact same list. They were saying every NFL player since the season 2000. Basically, if each team's Mount Rushmore for that. They did the NBA version of this list. Not a bad idea. I fuck with the idea, the concept as well. Individual team success are key components: winning a championship and earning an MVP, multiple All-NBA selections, or the franchise leading in scoring since 2000 makes a player an automatic candidate. This can't just be a spreadsheet type exercise, though, partly because we can't let the computers win that easily, but also because any fan putting together a Mount Rushmore list of his or her favorite team is going to be guided by some emotion. The player with the highest total of win shares doesn't always mean the most of the fans in the particular teams. Keep in mind, as we are grateful to some blah 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 blah. So this is just their reasoning and stuff for choosing these players, and we're gonna see if that holds up throughout the list. For starters, let's be honest, no, it's not. That's just a justification so they could pick some things that they wanted to pick, and them saying we can't let the computers win instead of just compiling what the computers think. Yes, that does give them a little bit of a originality, but let's also be there. That's also so they can get their bias off without having to face criticism. Let's be honest. So it's in alphabetical order, and we're gonna start with Atlanta. Oof. I think Atlanta is gonna be fucking awful. Now, I remember watching someone's video on this, like the day this article came out, but like I don't remember anything, and I'm just gonna be going in blind basically. As a reminder, I was born in 2003, so if you're asking me to go really, really far, they're not asking me to go really far back into my injury history back, so I should know these players. And if I don't, they probably chose the wrong guy. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so Atlanta has Al Horford, Trae Young, Joe Johnson, and Paul Millsap. I don't really see... There's nothing wrong with this one. This is fine to me. Obviously, Al Horford and Paul Millsap were on that really high win team that made the Eastern Conference Finals, had 4 All-Stars. But like as far as like success in Atlanta, yeah, that shit is, yeah, that's not happening. And then Trae Young is an obvious no-brainer. Probably one of the only players on this list that's gonna have that's a perennial All-Star. So yeah, Atlanta doesn't really have enough history for me to actually really care about this. Let's move on to Boston. Jaylen Brown, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jason Tatum. Absolutely, I agree on this 100%. Because for starters, right, you obviously don't put Ray Allen on this list if you're talking about from an emotional perspective from the fans. And then if we're talking about who did more for this team in particular, yeah, Jaylen Brown won the Finals MVP and has had multiple All-NBA selections. Jason Tatum is obvious, his exact same argument as Jaylen Brown, except he's the better player of the two. They've been a part of their success for like damn near a decade at this point. And they've been in Eastern Conference Final battles all of the time. And then I don't really need to explain Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. So, especially because it's only this side of 2000. It's only on post 2000. Yeah, we're that feels pretty good. The New Jersey and Brooklyn Nets. Let's see what they got here. Brooke Lopez. Okay, I can get that. I can get down with that. Jason Kidd, Vince Carter. Vince Carter is I feel like Vince Carter's only here because they needed to have him on one of these teams, and he's not gonna be. Well, he could be on the Raptors team, but like most of the iconic parts that you think about in Vince Carter's career are like 2000, or like when he was like doing like rookie VC in like '98 and shit, like around that era. I said rookie. I don't think Vince Carter was a rookie in that era. He was '96 draft, right? I could be wrong. Regardless, I don't think Vince Carter should be on the Nets. I would put KD, to be honest, because this team hasn't had that much success. And the success that they did have was going to the finals with Jason Kidd in the early 2000s. Going to, not winning shit, by the way, just going to. Like that's gonna probably be the most. Lopez did a lot for this team as far as like point totals and shit like that. So yeah, but I probably would have put KD on the list over Vince Carter. I know KD's tenure here ended like really poorly, but what has VC really done for this team? Like, I'm not saying the Vince Carter teams were bad or anything. I'm just saying, like, what did he really do for this team? Like, KD made this team relevant and for, like, the first time being in Brooklyn. So, that's my one gripe with this. I don't... And if I'm not removing Vince Carter, I'm removing Richard Jefferson because of a talent thing. But as you go on the list, you'll see that this clearly at the top. I don't even have to... Ugh, I'm not debating this one. There's nothing to say about this. Al Jefferson, the better Al, LaMelo Ball, Kemba Walker, and Gerald Wallace. Yeah, this is actually disgusting. As a reminder, Kemba is one of the only All-Stars on this like list, and then like LaMelo is injured like every season. This is just sad. There's nothing to debate here. There's no history here. Like, what do you want me to do, bro? Add Charlotte Bobcat Lord? Yeah, no, bro, I'm not doing that. Chicago Bulls, Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, Joakim Noah, Luol Deng. Yeah, that checks out. Yeah, not really anything crazy. You got the MVP. Jimmy Butler started the career, was really good. Luol Deng was a part of those teams as well, and Joakim Noah obviously won Defensive Player of the Year. There's not really a lot to say there. That's accurate. Cleveland Cavaliers. This is my team, so I'm going to be very biased about this. LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, the three guys that won the championship, and Big Z. Now, look, I love Big Z's career. That's Donovan Mitchell. I don't know if you heard of this man, but like, yeah, he should be on the list. Especially with the hindsight of knowing that he's not going to be on that Utah side of that. Yeah, no, he should be somewhere here. And honestly, if we're talking about like a talent thing, and I know you might be saying, but Big Z matters more to the franchise. He has his jersey retired. Blah 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 blah. I'm telling you right now. No. If we're just talking about like long tenures on the team, sure, whatever. But Donovan Mitchell has already had multiple All-NBA selections, and if they want to talk about that, he's multiple All-Star selections as well. So yeah, he should be on this list over the likes of Ilgauskas. I'm not gonna hold you. All right, let's get to the Dallas Mavericks. This is not another one that's not that hard. Luka, Dirk, Jason Terry, and Dwight Powell. Dwight Powell is a longevity guy, just in case you were wondering why he's on this list. I'm not really sure you could add anyone else to the Mavs, to be quite honest. Dirk and Luka for sure, like not even a question. The debate for me would be like if you don't want Dwight Powell, because like what is Dwight Powell actually like? Like Dwight Powell has done a lot for this team, don't get it twisted. And as far as like tenure in long terms and as far as being a player. But like if we're like just talking like a talent thing. If we're talking like a talent thing, shouldn't it be like it would probably be like a Steve Nash though, if it was a talent thing. In my opinion. Now, obviously, that's Steve Nash pre-MVP, so they're probably not gonna give him the nod over Dwight Powell because of longevity and factors and stuff. But that's about it. I don't really have much else to say about that team. If the website would scroll, that'd be pretty good. Jokic's team, Denver Nuggets. Obviously, got Carmelo Anthony, Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Aaron Gordon. That feels pretty good. I'm not really mad at this. like at all. Like obviously Melo kept them relevant in the early 2000s, and the rest of those guys won a championship for the team and are still competing right now. Jokic is an MVP, multiple MVPs, multiple All-NBA selections. Jamal Murray's resume is kind of weak, but like he's got the longevity. He's been a part of the championship. He's been a part of multiple playoff runs. He's had multiple good ones too. Well, I don't want to say multiple. There's at least 2 good ones. Like yeah, like it's not really hard to see why any of these guys are here, especially we were talking about that. This list probably could be the same list though if we were just talking about all time Nuggets, Mount Rushmore, to be quite honest. Because like, who else would you put on the list? Mutombo, David Thompson. I don't want to mispronounce that guy's name, but he got blackballed for being muscle. Let's talk about the Detroit Pistons. It's got to be just like their championship core in 2004, right? Tayshaun Prince, Richard Hamilton, Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace. Yeah, I probably argue Rasheed on this list, but like that's about it. Rasheed maybe over Tayshaun Prince, but like that's it. I fuck with this. This is good. There's not really much to talk about that. Obviously, Ben Wallace is a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. Chauncey won the Finals MVP. Like that's about it. Golden State. This one might be nasty. Because if we're thinking about it, right, from a talent perspective, yes, Curry, Clay, and Dre, obviously, duh. Not gonna debate with that one. And then Andre Iguodala. I know Max Kellerman want Iguodala, but KD did. We're not gonna act like KD did not hoop for this team. We're not gonna act like KD don't got 2 in the Finals MVPs. Like if we're talking about Mount Rushmore, yeah, you probably should put him on there. That being said, because Andre did win all 4 of those championships with them niggas, and was in every single Finals with those niggas. And did they really need KD to beat the Cavaliers? Yes, they did. Like, I hate to break it to y'all, but like that 17 Cavs team was gonna run. That 17 Cavs team was gonna give them a run for their fucking money if the KD was not on that team, bro. That being said, yeah, KD got to be on this list over Andre. I'm not gonna lie, just off a talent perspective alone, like, nah. Oh, Houston. I remember Houston being nasty. James Harden, Yao Ming, and Clint Capella with Sean Battier as the last guy. Okay, for starters, where the fuck is Tracy McGrady, right? Like, if we're saying, oh, Tracy was injury prone. Tracy didn't really play that many games for this team. Yeah, I got some fucking news for you, buddy. Whew. If not, if you don't want to put Tracy on the list, put Chris Paul on the list. What the fuck is Clint Capella and Sean Battier doing on this list, bro? What are they doing here? Tracy and Chris Paul should have made this list. I fuck with Clint Capella. Not this much, bro. No. It's disgusting. Next list, Indiana Pacers. Yeah, this is not gonna be too hard. Just pretty much everyone who made the finals team, right? Tyrese Halliburton, okay, I'm seeing it. Jermaine O'Neal, Miles Turner, Paul George. Probably, that makes sense. Turner because he had the longest tenure of any like Pacers player for the longest time, right? He bridged the gap between that Paul George era and the Tyrese Halliburton era. Jermaine O'Neal because obviously what he was doing for those teams in the early 2000s, and then Paul George, I don't feel like I gotta explain that, right? Like, no. Cool. Pacers one. That was pretty good. I don't have a problem with that one. That was fairly good. The Clippers have Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, and Jamal Crawford. First of all, get Jamal Crawford the fuck out of here. Doesn't belong on Mount Rushmore. We're talking about a bench player. As a reminder, Paul George, who took this team to the Western Conference Finals, is not on this list. Kawhi Leonard, who y'all are paying $50 million, damn near $50 fucking million under the goddamn table, didn't make this list. That nigga gotta make the list, bro. It's not debatable. Has to make the list. And to be honest, the fact Kawhi's playoff runs, like when he was actually healthy, what we saw from Kawhi in the playoffs, clears everybody on this motherfucking list. So let's cut the bullshit. Kawhi should be on this fucking list. And DeAndre Jordan, getting the fuck out of here. That one dunk is cool, bro. Nothing else. that one All-NBA first team selection in 2014 because the position was weak as balls. Yeah, that's cool. Paul George should be on this fucking list. Yeah, no. The Lakers, the Clippers one was bad. Worse than this one. But the Lakers one is still gross. So, they're missing an obvious player. Kobe, Shaq, Paul Gasol. Cool. Absolutely. Great. Derek Fisher. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we talking about, right? Like, what? Either LeBron James because he won a championship for y'all in the purple and gold, even though it looks yellow and gold now, let's be completely honest. And the fact that, it's fucking LeBron James. He spent more time for this team in one tenure than he has for any other team. In one tenure, like consecutively. This is the longest place LeBron has been consecutively. So yeah, he should be on this list, absolutely. And if not, I don't know, like Lamar Odom would be nice. I just can't see I can't see a reason for you putting Derek Fisher on this list over, like, at that point, put fucking Robert Horry on the list, right? Like, what? Speaking of which, let's go to the Spurs are probably next, right? No, it's alphabetical. Let's see. Memphis. Mike Conley, Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, Tony Allen. No debate for me here. This is absolutely correct. Maybe if you want to slide Ja in over the likes of a, honestly, nah. Like, you could put Ja on this list, but it'd be a hard sell. I'm not gonna lie. Zach Randolph got the longevity and a lot of the stats for this team. Marc Gasol obviously was a talent. Tony Allen's defense, goddamn. And then what am I saying? Put him over Mike Conley? I guess, but like, no. Miami's very easy. Oh no, Miami's Chris Bosh ain't made this list. D Wade, LeBron James, Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo. Look, cool. Fuck, I love that. Chris Bosh has won 2 championships for the organization and played a massive role in all of them. I am not saying he is a better basketball player than Bam Adebayo, even though that's a very debatable thing. And honestly, if you told me either way, I wouldn't give a shit. You could be correct. Jimmy obviously has to make the fucking list. Bam making the list. I can't even say Bam making the list over Shaq, because Shaq won a championship for this team. Don't get it twisted. But please look at the final stats that Shaq put up in there. That was not fucking Shaq, bro. Bam could have did that shit. Like, actually, Bam would have. Bam in that finals actually would have been more useful than the Shaquille O'Neal that they got, especially because he probably could have actually guarded Dirk. What the fuck? Yeah, no. He could have probably. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Put Bosh on this fucking list. What are we talking about? Milwaukee, Giannis, Brook Lopez, Chris Middleton, and I don't know why Michael Redd is here. Put Drew Holiday there. Like, the team that won the championship. Yeah, anyway. I'm not debating that one. Just that, like, Giannis doesn't need to be explained, right? We know who Giannis is. Chris Middleton was his running mate. Drew Holiday was the reason why they won a championship. Like, anyway. The Timberwolves is tough. I like this one. Kevin Garnett, obviously, Anthony Edwards, Karl Anthony Towns, Kevin Love. Really not much to debate as far as talent and stuff. I guess if you really wanted to be a fucking idiot, you could try and put Wiggins on this list. But like, I remind you, it's Andrew Wiggins. Let's move on. New Orleans Pelicans. You got Chris Paul, Anthony Davis, David West, and Zion Williamson. Remember when I said John Morant was having a tough time getting on that list? At least Memphis has some fucking history. This is, and by the way, this encompasses the Hornets that played in New Orleans, obviously, and the New Orleans Pelicans. This is awful. This is awful. This is terrible. Actually, it's awful. New York Knicks, Carmelo Anthony, Jalen Brunson, Allen Houston. And Julius Randle. Oh my god. I told you some of these lists was bad, right? Like, I'm not even saying like this is bad, like because like the Knicks have had no like success, and Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle started the like success that you're seeing right now with them. But to lie to you and act like it's not that this is like decent. I can't, bro. This sucks. It's so bad. It's so nasty, bro. God. Oklahoma. So this is another one that I think is really kind of gross. Like, Nick Collison is obviously, he means so much to the franchise. I don't care about that. Frankly, if I was making a Mount Rushmore for teams, I'm making the based on that. I'm making it based on talent because they can't all win championships, right? But when you have guys that did win championships, you should, like, the 3 MVPs. Fine, whatever, dude. Jalen Williams was the second best player on the championship team, bro. Like, Nick Collison was never even close to that. Like, I know he means a lot to the Sonics. I know he means a lot the Sonics post 2000. I know he means a lot to the Thunder post 2000. That. But it's fucking Nick Collison, man. Like, no, bro. Orlando. Dwight Howard, Tracy McGrady, Jameer Nelson, Nikola Vucevic. Maybe I'd have, like, Aaron Gordon over Jameer Nelson for those, like, dunk contests. It's, like, probably, like, one of the only iconic Orlando Magic players outside of Tracy and Dwight that have played for this team in the 2000s. So, oof. Oh, by the way, Tracy McGrady made it to this part, and he only played, like, 3 seasons for this team. It's like 4 seasons, really. But, he couldn't make the Rockets. Philly is pretty obvious. Allen Iverson, Joel Embiid. Actually, I don't know. Why did I say pretty obvious? No. The Andre Iguodala is cool here, right? Not to be twisted. And if you're gonna have him here, I guess you should have him on the Warriors one as well, because he means more to that franchise than he does here. But, like, it should still be the top 4 players for the franchise, right? I'm not gonna lie, y'all might hate me for saying this, nigga. Ben Simmons should be on this list. If Thaddeus Young making a list, nigga, Ben Simmons should be on this list. Argue with your mama. Now, the Suns, pretty obvious. Steve Nash, Devin Booker, Sean Marion, Amari Stoudemire. Not going to debate you on any of these. Got the MVP. You got Devin Booker, who's been thugging it out and having a lot of career points and assists and shit for this team. If we wanted to do talent over Sean Marion, I would say the Chris Paul years were enough for me, especially considering Chris Paul got them to the finals. Portland is going to be easy. It's going to be what? Brandon Roy, CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, and Marcus Aldridge, right? There's no way they fuck that up. Yeah, that's... I don't have to explain that. If you know basketball, you know why that's there. Sacramento Kings, Chris Redler, Vlade Divac, Mike Bibby, and Pedro Stojakovic. I'm not going to lie, Vlade Divac should not be on this fucking list just for what he's doing as a fucking general manager, let alone talking about his goddamn talent on the court. I put DeAndre Fox on this fucking list. Vlade Divac, get him the fuck out of here. He has been fucking this organization for so long, it's disgusting, actually. Oh my, get him. Pack that man up. Spurs is super easy. It's the core 4 and Kawhi. Yeah, the core 4 and Kawhi, I'm not going to debate you on any of this. This is obvious. And for niggas saying David Robinson, bro, grow up. Toronto has Vince Carter, DeMar DeRozan, Kawhi Leonard, and Kyle Lowry. Do I want to say you should have put Chris Bosh on this list? Nah, but, like, Chris Bosh making 0 list is the part that's fucked up. That's the part that's fucked up. Andre Iguodala is on 2 lists on this thing. And this nigga couldn't get 1? Yuck. Utah was nasty. Rudy Gobert, Carlos Boozer, De'Aaron Williams, and AK-47. Carlos Boozer, absolutely the fuck not. No. I don't care that he was the running mate for De'Aaron Williams for a very long time in Utah. I don't care. Donovan Mitchell not being on this list is fucking atrocious. And if we're talking about impact and who the fans liked, Donovan Mitchell over these motherfuckers every day. Especially because Donovan Mitchell didn't even ask to be traded. They just traded his ass. yeah, Mitchell not making this list was fucking disgusting. And whoever wrote this section, Hughes, yeah, I want you to write a strongly worded letter and address to Hughes' house, telling him that his fucking list sucks. And then here's the hell of hells, bro. The lowest of lows. A team that only is rivaled by the Charlotte Hornets in assness. Gilbert Arenas, John Wall, Bradley Beal, and Antoine Jameson. Just gross ass list, bro. John Wall and Bradley Beal, obviously. Gilbert Arenas. Look, I got a Washington Gilbert Arenas what do I want to call it? Bobblehead. And I got a G Wiz one right sitting across from me. Actually, let me grab the G Wiz one real quick. I got this. I'm a Wizard aficionado as well as a Cleveland Cavaliers aficionado. For those who don't believe me, these are my preferred ways to drink water. As a reminder, you should be drinking water every day, and you should be drinking water right now. So you've already seen my gripes and like concerns with this list. As far as basketball analysis for this list, no, I feel like everyone should know what I'm talking about, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, you're part of the problem. A lot of the players that I'm really like shitting on are players from the early 2000s that have long tenures on these teams that didn't really do shit. So, by the way, for the people who are probably thinking to themselves, why didn't you shit on Rudy Gobert? 3 defensive players of the years. That's why. What? It's a post-2000s Utah Jazz list. I would have Rudy Gobert on that motherfucking list if it was top fucking 4 all time in Utah. And Donovan Mitchell too. Like, what? I don't have to apologize for that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Like, comment, subscribe. If you like this video, obviously like it. If you didn't like the video, tell me why you didn't like it in the comment section below. Tell me what I can do to improve. All of that great stuff. And with that, I am done being a YouTuber for today.